Hi everyone, this is Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please think about subscribing. Helps my channel grow, but it's free to you. Also, hit that notification bell, give me a big old thumbs up, and leave a comment. I love commenting back. Also, I am taking part in this Plaid Ambassador collab. We'll get back to some more information about that in a minute, so let's get right into this. Okay, I did this about a year ago, and I took a tray, I used my applebarrel white paint, put 2 coats on it, and then I am using burnt umber from applebarrel, as well as I'm using some bright green and some white and some yellow, and they're all from applebarrel, and I am just going to draw or paint these lemons on this lemon branch. I really love this because I did not know what I was going to do with this tray. I've had it, I got it at a thrift store probably 15 years ago. Absolutely love it. And I used to have things sitting on it, but I don't do that anymore. So it was just sitting in my garage, and I thought, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it into a wall hanging. And I love to paint, so that was an easy thing to even, think about. In between, I was using my Darcy heat gun to dry it. And then I took some vinyl, and on BB Craft vinyl that I cut it out, the words easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think that's the words I wrote. It's been a while, we'll see in just a second. Oh no, squeeze the day, that's right. Squeeze the day. So I'm just going to put that on there, and then I'm going to grab my Mod Podge, and I am going to put it going to hook, go over it and seal it, because this tray is not super smooth, so it has little bumps, small little ones, but I wanted to make sure that it would adhere and not peel off. So that is that one, and I hope you guys really like that one. Now, let's just jump into this second one. Okay, I took, this is a sign, the back of a sign from Dollar Tree, and I am just painting it with burnt umber, and then I'm using, that was just a paint pen, and now I'm using the white apple barrel again, and I am painting in these petals. And then you're going to see how it progresses and what it turns into. But I love apple barrel paints. I worked in a craft store many years ago, and I was in charge of the paint area. I was in charge of a lot of it. I was assistant manager, and paint was one of my things that I was in charge of. I absolutely love apple barrel. I've probably got 400 bottles of it in all these different colors, but I keep getting more of the staples, the ones I go through the most. And now, of course, I've got, at this time, I did not have chalk paint yet. I had made some chalk paint out of apple barrel paint, but just like in black and white, and that was it. But I didn't use it all the time. So here I am using a little bit of gray, and that's apple barrel gray. I think it's dolphin gray, and I'm just making depth, putting some, details. And now I've picked up, I did the yellow. It's bright. I can't remember what yellow it is, but it's apple barrel. And I got some orange, pumpkin orange, and then bright red. And those are all apple barrel paints. And I'm just painting, as you can see, a flower. I absolutely loved this flower. It turned out amazing. I like, wow, Connie, you did an awesome job. And then I used my Cricut, and I cut out the words welcome, and I just put that on there, and then I Mod Podged over the whole entire thing just to seal it. And then I ended up putting a holder on top of that. I hope you guys really like this one. Now, with this collaboration, there is a giveaway. To enter that giveaway, you have to comment on all 25 videos with each one. Everyone has got a Plaid product as their secret word, and you need to put it in each one of them, you know, each of their own in theirs. Like you put mine in my comments, Annie's in her comment. You'll have to make sure that you do that for every single video, and that way you'll be entered into the drawing for the Plaid giveaway. Now, this is a sponsored giveaway by Plaid. They will be sending you a box of Plaid products, so this is an amazing opportunity to really get in there. So let's get back to this, and then closer to the end of the video, I will let you know what my secret word is. Also, don't forget to go down in the description box. It's going to have Annie's channel as well as the playlist channel links so that you can check out everybody on this challenge. Okay, now this is a plaque or sign from the Dollar Tree. It was from Christmas time, and it's got a lot of glitter on it, so I'm using my sanding block from the Dollar Tree, and I'm sanding off, and I sand off almost every bit of that glitter. There wasn't hardly any left over when I was done. I really gave it a really good sanding because I wanted to use the front part of the sign. I didn't want to have to use the back like I do a lot of times, but using the front, I could use the make it look like wood planks. So once I get this done, then I am going to grab my and I used my little ladybug vacuum cleaner also, and that is on my Amazon storefront, and the link tree link is in the description box as well. Okay, so I used my folk art chalk paint in white, and that's the Adirondack white, and I put 2 coats of this on here. And no, I'm not running out. I already got a replacement bottle. I go through a lot of white, so I always make sure I have a lot of white. Now, I'm just getting this all done, wanting to get the second coat on there really good, so that we can move further into this process. Now, on this project, I'm using chalk paint mostly, but in my other ones I was using applebarrel. Now I still do use a lot of applebarrel paints, but when I'm doing a lot of stuff, different things, it really depends on the colors, because if I want a color that I don't have in chalk paint, I use an applebarrel, or back and forth. Sometimes I'll use applebarrel and Waverly, or applebarrel and folk art on the same project. It's very interchangeable. I'll use Decor. Yeah. I just love paint. So my secret word is applebarrel. So don't forget that. Don't forget to put it down in my description box. Once I get this done, then I'm going to grab some other paints, and we're going to make this actually look like wood planks. And that heat gun is a Darcy heat gun, and I also have that in my link tree as well. And as long as you don't get it too close to the paint, it won't crack, especially chalk paint. If you have it too close, it will. Okay, now this is Waverly's, and Waverly is also a Plaid product, and I'm just using a chippy board, and I'm using the antique wax, and I'm just going to dry brush this onto these this wood. And I'm really pouncing it, making sure I'm not gonna, and I go really, really light at first, and you'll start to notice that the color is coming off very, very light. I would rather go super light for a longer period of time and get the exactly what I want versus going too dark at first and then messing it up and having to restart over. Don't want to do that. So as you can see, there's a couple spots that's a little darker, and that's okay. I totally am okay with some of it darker and some of it lighter. Now I'm using applebarrel black paint and a fine brush from Plaid, and I'm drawing in those lines. I'm not trying to be perfect. I want this to look like more of an older wood. And so if I go out of the little groove or I make a part thicker, it's okay, because that's the way it in real life. If you see wood planks that are separated, you're going to see divots, you're going to see darker, lighter spots in that the line, and I just think it looks more realistic that it's actually 3 pieces of wood rather than 1 piece of wood with two things of like gouged out or cut out. So once I get this done, I'm going to pick up that chippy brush. I've got that antique wax on there, and now I have some black on there. So I'm going to kind of like be mixing them and dry brushing them to get this exactly the way I want it. So, and yeah, and that is the apple barrel black paint. Like I said, I go back and forth. I use them all in the same projects all of the time. So here I am finishing that up. There's a few spots that I wanted to add a little bit more paint to because it just didn't look right, didn't look the way I wanted it. I wanted to make sure it was the way I wanted it. Okay, now I'm going to grab that, putting a little bit of white in there as well, the white apple barrel paint, and I can't get any out of this thing. So I grabbed my other bottle. I have several bottles of apple barrel paint, white apple barrel paint. So as you can see, I did some more of the dry brushing. My camera didn't grab it. So now with my Cricut, I cut out lemonade 5 cents, and I'm just going to use my pill and stick and get that all pushed down or transferred, and I realized that was too small of a piece, so I grabbed a bigger piece. It still was too small, so I used 2 of them to get that wording. I didn't want to have to cut another one, so I weeded it first, and then I'm just laying it down, and then I'll pull it up, and this stuff is really easy to use. And I'm doing the same thing, putting it down. Then I'm going to do the 5 cents, and I finally got my groove, I guess you'd call it, when it comes to the Cricut, because I finally figured out how to use it the right way. So there I go. I'm going to get that done. Now I'm going to put that I'm going to put Mod Podge over the whole thing. Same reason I did in the other one. I wanted to seal in those letters because of that line. Some of the letters is going over, and I wanted to make sure that it actually stayed there. Now, this is my tea bow maker that I made for the Power Up collab, and I'm going to make a bow while that Mod Podge is drying. Now, these are 3 different kinds. There's 2 has lemons on them. This is a lemon wreath, and the other one is just a plaid, like a check or not check, a plaid design in yellow and white. So I'm just going to make this bow on the bow machine, and I'll let you watch me do that. Okay, so I'm making sure I'm cutting ribbon for the tails. I cut that first, and then I am putting the 3 kinds of ribbon on. And I did the first one at 4 inches. Now the yellow, and I kind of twist it in the center, so that, because this is it's two-sided or one-sided, so you want to make sure your good side is poking out, so you always twist it. And the yellow is going to be 4 inches, and I think I put 4 loops each of the big one, and I think I'm doing 3 or 4 of the yellow, and then we're going to grab that other ribbon and do, I think, 3 on each side, and then 1 smaller one for the center. So as you can see, it's very easy. You just put it through there, you twist it, and then you move on. Now this ribbon, all 3 of them came from Sam's Club. They have some of the most gorgeous, beautiful ribbon. I have started getting, every holiday they have a whole set of ribbon, and they have tons of it. So I haven't missed any really since I started using Sam's. So now these are just the lemons, and so I'm just going to finish up doing this bow with that, and then I've got that white Chanel stem, and this was fighting me, but I got it off, and that's good plastic. I'll use it for another craft. But I love this design of the bow maker, because before I had the spool off to the side, and it was I fought with it constantly, and I cut it off, because I've made my own bow makers for years. So I went ahead and put it sticking straight out, and guess what? I don't have that issue anymore. So I'm just finishing up getting this all done. This ends up being a beautiful bow. Now the nice thing about this is you can stick picks in there, you can stick flowers in this thing. I mean, you can make beautiful bows with this maker. You don't just have to do ribbon, and I just love it. So here I am just getting this last little bit done. Like I said, I did 3 for each side and then one smaller one for the center of the bow. So I'm just getting this finished up, and then I will go ahead and put it together. And here I am getting these tails ready. I'm just going to scrunch them up and put them on the back side of the bow so that it's coming out from underneath it. And I am just going to now maneuver these loops around and puff them all up, and I'm going to end up with a very large, big, beautiful bow for this lemonade sign. I absolutely love making bows. For years I just made them in my hands, which I'm really good at doing that, but sometimes it hurts, and so I've really enjoying having a really good bow maker now. And I sealed it, and it's smooth, so it doesn't, the ribbon doesn't snag on it or anything. So as you can see, I'm just fluffing these, poofing them up, so it turns out being a really beautiful bow. And I'm going to cut the ends into dovetails, and then I'm going to glue it on and put a holder on, or a hanger on this, and we're going to call this project finished. So don't forget that the secret word is applebarrel. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I really enjoy new subscribers, love to interact with you, and it helps my channel grow, but it's free for you. So here I am just twisting that chenille stone and then cutting it off, and then I turn it underneath, because you don't need to worry about it. So I'm just going to grab the sign, and we're going to, and I just use hot glue, and the legs were kind of sticking out a little bit, so I am making the legs go where I want them to go rather than where they would like to go. But I decided to go ahead and put the hanger on first, because I didn't want the bow to get squished. So I'm using a thick jute, and I glue under it, I glue over it, and then I put a little piece of felt on it. And what that does is it helps hold it down onto the board, and it's not as apt to let loose, because the felt has fibers that really get attached, so it's really hard to get off. So that's okay with me. So I'm just going ahead and doing that, and then I am going to get that bow glued on and situated, and then all these projects will be finished. So like I said, don't forget to check out everybody's videos. Make sure you comment all their secret words so that you have the chance to win the Plaid box that will be sent straight to you from Plaid. So, I hope you really enjoyed this. I sure do. And here is the final reveal of all of my projects. And I hope you guys really like these. And don't forget to call somebody and tell them you love them, because today that might be exactly what they need to hear. And you also all have the most blessed week. And don't forget to be the Bible that somebody reads today. Bye.